Again, we're going to be doing another adaptive match today. Fix my chair. We'll be doing another adaptive match today on the Crucible in our adaptive league that Team SAS runs. I'm going to show you the decks in advance, but first, just an explanation as to mine. The deck I am bringing to the table today is called Bishop the Expert of Conspiracy. Aside from just being a fantastically awesome name, this deck I have actually never played with. So don't try this at home. By this I mean don't pull a deck that you just opened and play it in an adaptive match. I'll explain why I'm doing it. But generally speaking, when you're playing an adaptive match, you want to play a deck that's kind of unique and has a lot of gimmicks, and not necessarily gimmicks. That implies it's somehow bad. It has a lot of mechanics, is the word I'm looking for, that you have more experience with that your opponent doesn't, and that you're relying on their inability to play the deck correctly. If you bring a deck that you've never seen before, you're basically sealing your side of the adaptive play. Not that you've never seen, but you've never played with, and I've never played with this deck. So it's not an excellent idea from that perspective. I will say, though, that there are two reasons why I'm doing this. One is I just opened this deck after I had a sealed event today at a local game store where I opened a strong reversal candidate. This is not the deck I opened for my sealed event. I'll talk about that in a different stream probably. It was one of the worst decks I've ever had. Promptly, went 0-3 in the sealed event, and then just randomly opened a deck afterwards, and this is the deck I opened. This deck looks pretty gross on multiple different levels, and I really want to have some experience playing with it, and I also want to have the benefit of someone else playing the deck, kind of see how they would handle it. Ideally, I would have opened this 5 days ago, practiced with it 20 times or something, I don't know, and then I'd be much more comfortable with it, but we're going in relatively blind. My opponent, I gave my link to my opponent, and my opponent has now seen this deck more than I have, or just about as much as I have, because if they're looking at it right now. So, at any rate, I've never played with this before. I'll tell you what I think it wants to do. What I think this deck wants to do, aside from just, it's a 91 SAS, so it's got a lot of good pieces in general. It's got pretty low Amber control, no artifact control. I don't think that's going to matter in the matchup right now, but we'll get to that in a second. However, it's got a pretty decent expected Amber, pretty decent deck manipulation control, and it's got some gross combos. Like, if you look at Mars, for example, you can see how it's got a Compod, and it's got things like Zookeeper, right? So it's got Battlefleet, Soft Landing, and Zookeeper. So you can easily see a turn where you play Soft Landing, then you play Zookeeper, you reap, you put a card in there, you put an enemy creature in your archive. Then you play, or then Compod's already in the table. You use Compound, the ready Zookeeper, and you put two creatures, two of their creatures in archive, and they can have no response to it whatsoever. Like, they don't have a turn when Zookeeper's on the table to do anything before that already happens. Zizix with Compod is also super gross, because Zizix basically helps me filter the deck. It just archives a bunch of my creatures. The deck potentially has OTK combos, has one-turn kill combos, because it's got library access, it's got 2 phase shifts, and it's sloppy lab work, so it can archive things. But it's got library access, phase shifts, and it's got Chota over here in Untamed, and Nature's Call. So you could theoretically phase shift Chota, phase shift Nature's Call, Chota back to hand. Although the really gross combo that I want to pull off at least once in this match is I want to library access phase shift into Battlefleet, because if you have a bunch of cards in hand and you phase shift Battlefleet, you're going to draw, if you have, assuming some of those cards are Mars cards, you're going to draw even more cards, and that's even more cards to feed the library access loop. And at that point, you're very close to being able to have an infinite lock combo. And then it's got other fun things, right? It's got Mighty Tiger, which is always fun. It's got Teliga, which is just kind of gross. It's got a good jammer pack in here because there's a Dominator to protect the Zookeeper and other creatures. It's got a Hunting Witch. It's got a Witch of the Eye. It's got just a bunch of really interesting pieces. And, of course, this weird Magda the Rat Maverick in Logos. I don't think that'll be very helpful, but I do think there is a scenario where if I'm in the middle of a library access turn and I can phase shift like into Chota, for example, that playing Magda will get me the extra 2 Amber I need to get to the key cheat to get to Chota. But that's we're gonna figure out this deck together. But that's kind of where my thoughts are when I saw this. And of course, you know, there are so many, like Compod with what is that? 8 Mars creatures is just really, really good. Yeah, there's a lot of fun potential here. I'll show you his deck. His deck that he's bringing, and we're playing Strong Link. So Strong Link's deck is called Zin the Heroically Languid. Again, another amazing name. This deck is got 3 Control the Weaks. It's got a Fair Game. So, and it's got Psychic Bug and a Fair Game, so he's got lots of ways to look at our hand. It's got some Stall with Charette. It's got Gabble's Long Arms. The Gabble's Long Arms is going to be a priority target for us to kill, because if we stick something like a Zookeeper behind a Dominator, the Long Arms can still kill it. So we have to be careful about that. There's actually not a lot of direct damage. There's Glorious Few, which is not really good in this deck and not really good in this matchup because he has 18 creatures. So Glorious Few is unlikely to have a massive trigger unless he plays it exactly or gets fortunate to get that in exactly the right sequence. He does have a lot of Sanctum stuff, and he can house cheat with 2 Remiels. So he can reap and then use stuff over here to fight and draw a card. He can Skippy Time Hog, which is going to be a big pain. He's got a Phase Shift. The Rocket Boots on any number of these things could be gross. So there's just a lot of like gas here that we're gonna deal with. But it'll be kind of interesting to see how this matchup plays out. I think it's really going to come down to how well we strategically plan with this deck. This is going to be a tactically intense matchup in terms of options. So let's go into where is he playing? Is he not sealed? Is he in competitive? Yeah, there he is. Okay, so we'll jump right into this and we'll see what happens. We are playing Bishop, the expert of conspiracy. So we're going to try to conspire to not totally screw this up. We'll see. Telling him we're good to go. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. As I mentioned in the last video that I did of an adaptive league, I have had many different matches. I think I've gone 4 matches so far. This is match number 5 in the adaptive league, and it hasn't been going particularly well for various different reasons. So that's another reason why I feel more comfortable doing this deck, because I think the likelihood we make top 4 in the league is very low. So I'm more comfortable doing fun things like this. But I have yet to get to a game 3 in an adaptive tournament, which is super rare and weird. So we'll see if the streak continues. And we're off. Okay, so we have... I don't think this is a very good hand. We're going to play first here, but I don't like this hand particularly much because these are not... I mean, you can... Yeah, I just don't like the hand. And we're going to mull freely on the play anyway. This isn't an amazing hand either, although playing Chaos Portal is kind of fun for many different reasons. I think that's what we're going to play here. Marauder doesn't really do anything. Jammer Pack, none of these things do anything. So we'll just play a Chaos Portal, see what happens. We'll see what happens. Oh, well, there's a Zookeeper. We don't really want the Zookeeper this early without anything to get it into play ready, because we put it into play, it's going to die very, very quickly. So we might just be doing this next turn to see what happens. Yeah. So that's a pretty good argument for doing this and not putting anything out there that he can use. So this is the benefit of doing that play as well is it... Oh, great, we got a Dominator. The benefit of doing that play is it's going to require him to basically not... He's going to have to go back to that a couple times. But we'll see. So he's Pandemonium, a fair gaming. That's interesting. What did I discard? I discarded Mighty Tiger. Ooh! Ouch! So I discarded an untamed card, and there are literally no cards in my hand that are untamed. He discarded Schuler, and I got... Wow, that's an unlucky... So he can play Control the Weak, and he'll probably play Control the Weak to Untamed to just basically prevent me from having a turn. Which is unfortunate, but he didn't get any benefit whatsoever out of this Amber-wise. That's very interesting. So we're doing Tamed, and we're going to pass because we can't play anything. Now, this is also... The downside of him playing a fair game first is that if he happens to have drawn into more Control the Weaks, then we are going to be in trouble because he has 3 in the deck. He can basically just continually lock us out of the game if he's able to find more Control the Weaks. Now, if he drew into a Control the Weak and not much else, then he's going to have a harder time. So he's probably going to be playing, but he's going to be, yeah, that's fine. So he's going to be playing a bunch of Quixos here. So the play is pretty clearly to play Dominator on the middle, play the Jammer Pack on the Dominator, play the Zookeeper on the right, and play the Marauder out in the open, because we don't need to protect the Marauder. What he's probably going to do, if he has... excuse me. If he has any sort of... disc creatures at all, or disc cards, he's probably going to call disc long arms around this to get to the Zookeeper. As it turns out, this is even though we got a Dominator down, this is a pretty unfortunate Zookeeper because we really have no means to protect it. Drawing this Battle Fleet is also extremely bad draws because, there are literally no other Mars cards in hand. Although we can archive it, so there's that. We're probably... Well, we're going to be... If he doesn't remove the Zookeeper, we're going to have an interesting decision next turn. Because you don't really want to call Mars here just to remove one creature. But we'll see what he does. So he's going to board develop. That's interesting. Okay, and then he's going to use Long Arms to go around Zookeeper. He'll probably fight this and deal damage to that, yeah. That's fine. Well, that actually makes our decision somewhat easier. And as predicted in the pregame, Glorious Few not really helping him that much. His draw, infinitely better than our draw here. As has been the theme of almost all of my adaptive matches. So we have to be careful not to put Mechanic on a flank here. We do not want to have a situation where it's on flank. So we're going to do Chaos Portal for, I guess, Logos? Soft Landing. Okay. So, I mean, Soft Landing would have helped a little, but honestly not probably a great deal. So we're going to put Titan Mechanic on the right. We're going to put Batron on the right. We're going to play Sloppy Lab Work. We're going to archive this card and discard that card. And we are fairly well behind in this matchup, although it just got a little interesting with Compod. Except that now he can pretty much just board clear. Yeah, Rocket Boots on Quixo is just gross, because he can absolutely kill me. So, in our deck, the other problem is we don't have a great deal of them. We have, like, spot removal, Mighty Tiger, things like that. We don't have a great deal of board clearing removal, like Nature's Call works, but we're just in a rough spot here. The Jammer Pack, it looks like, will probably hold, depending upon what he has. Interesting. Okay. I think we want to call Mars here. We have to get these Quicksills off the board. Just absolutely have to. They're around Anafiel, but, I mean, we're going to have some options here. Okay. Problem is, if we use the Dominator to take out Anafiel, he's going to get a key, but that may be worth the trade-off. Alright, so we're going to call Mars. We're going to take the Archives. We're going to play Battle Fleet. And reveal 4 cards. And see what happens. Draw a Tunk. Okay, Tunk is interesting. So the question is, how do we get to Quicksilver? Alright, this is where the tactics come in. I can Compod, I can play Soft Landing and Compod, right? So I can play Soft Landing and Compod, and then I'll have 3 Mars creatures in hand. I can then unstun here, ready Tunk, and this with Compod. Have Tunk fight. I probably have to lose the Jammer Pack, so I'll have Dominator fight Anafiel. Anafiel will die. Then, and so will Dominator. Then I will have Tunk fight a Quicksilver. A Quicksilver will die. I'll play another creature. Yeah, I think I have to do it that way. Okay. So we will... Five. We'll unsend this. Play Soft Landing. Play Compod. Play Tunk, I think, out in the open. Activate Compod. Reveal 2 cards. Ready these 2. Fight here to get rid of that. Fight here. Play Zizix. Play Zizix. So I can reap here. If I reap here, he'll just fight it with a Bat Drone. So I'm not going to stay on check. So I think the play here, because this is not a lot of value to me right now, I think the play here is to trade it for the Bat Drone. I'm giving him a key, but I absolutely had to get rid of as much as I could on this board. I'm still going to run into trouble with this. But... because I think he'll probably Quicksilver both of my Zizixes. Which is, again, really, really bad, but it would be even worse if there was another Quicksilver on board. So I can Nature's Call next turn. I mean, I can Hunting Witch, Witch of the Eye, Snufflegator, Nature's Call. Seems all fine. But I am behind in this matchup because my draws to start out with this game were very, very bad, and his were... don't have any experience with his deck, but they were at least not terrible. I suspect they were well above average. But, yeah. We shall see. So I did not, okay, so there was a mistake. Well, actually, it wasn't a mistake in retrospect. It didn't work out, but I uncovered Titan Mechanic. By doing that, I did actually put myself in check. I fully expected he would kill it, but it is fair to point out that that is what happened. Okay, so we have to do some work here with Untamed to clear the board. We have to play these things. And then we're going to have to Nature's Call. And what do we want a Nature's Call? We for sure want a Nature's Call that. I'm pretty sure we want a Nature's Call that. I'm also relatively certain we want a Nature's Call the Remiel. Because those are the... This is just horrendous. This is pretty bad. Although, actually, do I care about that? I don't care about that a great deal. Let me come back to that. So for sure the Remiel has bad triggers for, good triggers for him, bad for us. And the question is, what's the third thing I'm bouncing? I think there's an argument here for bouncing another Sanctum creature, because I want to try to even up his board state so that he doesn't, so that he can't, because if I bounce Long Arms, even though I gain an Amber, I'm going to likely be in a position where he can just call Sanctum next turn and reap with a bunch of stuff, and it would be nasty. So let's bounce Sequus. That's the other reap ability in Sanctum. Let's see what happens. Okay. So we're rewarded with a potential fun turn. If we had a lot fewer cards, if we had like a whole bunch of archive right now, this could potentially be the end of the game. It's not, but it'll be a little bit interesting. I do have one more phase shift in draw. I have an archaeologist in draw, and I have just some other fun things. So we're gonna try a library access run next turn. If we play it correctly, I think we can actually narrow it down to exactly what card is left in the deck with Chaos Portal. If we can get down to one card in the deck, or two cards but they're the same house, we can Chaos Portal accurately. By accurately, I mean get the exact card. Let's try that. Okay. So we're in a better position here. I don't know what he has in the way of Amber Denial. Not much. I remember his A was low. Okay. So good. Well, maybe good. So he just took out Witch of the Eye, which is probably a good... Well, definitely is a good play. It's not a bad play. If he doesn't get the Hunting Witch here... Okay, so we maybe discard Chota. That's, again, if he doesn't take me off a key, that's highly unlikely to matter. What he chooses for Control the Weak here is very interesting. I haven't played Mars in a little bit. So he may Control the Weak to Untamed, thinking that's safe because he just took Chota, which it is actually reasonably safe to control. If he happens to Control the Weak to Logos, we know he's going to be very dissatisfied. So he Control the Weak to Mars. Okay, that's fine. So in that case, I think what we want to do is we want to just have Tunk fight something. I think. Well, we could reap twice. It doesn't put us on check, though. I think I just want to remove some of these heavies from the board. I think I'm going to fight with Tunk to remove Zakiel, and then I'll reap here. I'll reveal Archivist and archive the Archivist, unironically, because that will give me an extra card to draw, and then I can just pull this back next turn. Using Compod doesn't do anything, and we drew a phase shift and a Telga. Okay, so there's going to be some fun things that are going to happen next turn. It's going to be super fun if we can keep Hunting Witch on the board. I highly doubt that'll happen, but we're going to have a very entertaining library access turn. We have to keep close tabs on this pile right here, because when it gets down to 1, we have to use Chaos Portal before it cycles back over. What do we have in discard in terms of logos cards? Remember, we're going to have 2 phase shifts as part of this library access loop. So he's playing Sanctum. So that means there's no more Control of the Weak coming right now. So that means we are going to be free to do some nonsense. So nonsense will be forthcoming. It's unfortunate that he took out our Hunting Witch, but we kind of knew that was coming. Okay. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Library access. We'll play a phase shift. Draw a card. We'll play a phase shift. Draw a card. So this is interesting. I think I want to regrowth a creature. I don't think I want to regrowth a non-logos creature. I think I want to save my second phase shift. Because I can phase shift, regrowth, like Hunting Witch, play Hunting Witch, and then get 2 more Amber, but I don't think that's it. I think what I want is, well, let's draw a couple. How many would I have in draw? Let's draw some more cards. So play a Library Babble. Play a Fogify. Okay, now we have 2 cards left. So now I think we want to... Well, it's interesting because we could phase shift 2 creatures in. I don't know if we want to do that. Well, phase shift Telga doesn't seem terrible, although it's just going to get blown up. Phase shift... So what do we want here? We'd like to get the Murmook and the Grabber Jammer into play because that will take him off check. So how do we do that? Well... Oh, this is actually... I keep forgetting this is a Logos card. Okay. So let's phase shift the Murmook in. And we drew Magnus. So now we use the Chaos Portal, because we know the top card of the library, the only card of the library, is the Grabber Jammer. So we play the Grabber Jammer, and now we have 1 phase shift left, and now we're going to start doing some things. Okay, so Titan Mechanic we'll put over here on the left. We'll remember not to use it, because if I can Chota, that's going to be 1 cheaper for the Chota. So we'll play an Archivist on the right. We'll play an Archaeologist. Actually, hold on. So I can phase shift. I can use the second phase shift to shuffle in Logos creatures into the deck. If I do that, if I shuffle this, he's going to steal 1. So I don't think that's right. I think we want to... Well, hold on. Let's play an Archaeologist. Okay. Let's play a Sloppy Lab Work. Archive. It doesn't really matter. I just have to decide what I'm discarding here. I think I want to archive, Telga, and discard. Mighty Tiger is super good, though. Okay. We can play Nature's Call on the phase shift here. Pop. The Staunch Knight, and then 2. Well, hold on. Yeah, I think we want the Mars things in hand so that we can use Compod next turn on all this stuff. So let's play Nature's Call. Let's pop. Actually, oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Lost in the Woods. No, we're going to pop 3 Logos creatures to hand. That seems to be the play. And then we're going to play a lot more Logos creatures. I'm sorry. Apologies, audience. That was much easier than I made it out to be. Like I said, I haven't played with this deck before, so I was... Oh, here's the second LA. This might be it. So Fogify. We'll play a Phase Shift. And then we're going to have to... Actually, we're going to have to get lucky here. Let's play Chota, I think, right? I have no Logos creatures in graveyard. So let's play Chota, I think. On the right. Yes, it was to Forge a Key. Play another Phase Shift. Play Battlefleet. Oh, gross. Yeah, that's it. We won. We just have to play Phase Shift, Nature's Call to bounce, Chota, 2 other creatures, doesn't matter. Wow, this deck is good. This deck is stupid good. Woo! Wow! Wow! Okay. Okay. That was really fun. I like this deck a lot. This deck might be in my triad, actually. This might be one of the 3 best decks I have. And I just opened it today. That's kind of gross. All right, so now we're going to do the other side of this. Now we're going to play Zin the Heroically Languid. So keep in mind, remember look at what we did during that matchup. What we did during that matchup was we got out of control with Logos. So we have to make sure to, when we control the weak, we cannot let him be in Logos. So I think what we want to do is, I think we'll keep this because we have a control the weak disc stuff. Okay, sorry. I'm a little excited about the last deck. That deck was really good, and I did not quite. I mean, I played fine, I think, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I told you what I thought we were doing, but I didn't realize that the Phase Shift Battlefleet is just. I forgot how good the Phase Shift Battlefleet was because Phase Shift Battlefleet, when you're drawing library access, normally it's a downside that you're drawing all the other cards that aren't Logos. You can't play them, but half of the other cards, Phase Shift Battlefleet doubles, so it's out of control. So we're going to start with Logos. We're going to play Quixo, and then we're going to end turn. That Quixo is probably just going to sit out there and do nothing for a little while. Let's come back to this game. So we have Charette, we have Control the Weak, we have Schuler. Let's see what he does. Okay. So he discarded Snufflegator. So that likely means he's not playing Untamed next turn. He played 2 Logos cards, which is good, because that means it's less likely he has a library access loop in hand. In fact, if he had it, I think he probably would have played it. I don't think he would archive library access, then play another Untamed. So unless he just drew it, he probably doesn't have library access. So I think it's pretty safe to control the weak back into Logos. So we'll play some creatures out here, and we'll see what we can do with this control the weak Logos action. Glorious Few is not going to do much. Glorious Few feels like a mostly dead card in this deck, but again, I have no experience playing it. Okay, so he's the Fogify. That's fine. I don't think I really want to be... fighting a lot. But I think I'm going to protect my Quixo. Let's see. Jeez. That deck that he's playing, that might be the second best deck that I have, which would be gross. Let's see. Okay, so he's going to phase shift. So the thing about what he's doing right now is he's forced into doing this by the realities of his hand, but the library access loop off is now incredibly unlikely, at least until much later in this game, because he's already played off 3-4 Logos cards, and none of them were library access. He's won an archive, but that's probably not a library access card. So we're going to... I think we're going to protect this. Yeah, I think we're just going to dump a bunch of Sanctum stuff on the board. We'll make it a little harder for him to kill that, just a little. We'll play a Remiel here and a Staunch Knight on the far end, and kind of see what happens. So we can kill that with Tunk, for sure. But he can't do it with Bat Drone, so I'm going to make him not be able to do that with Bat Drone. Okay, so he's playing out. He's going to dump a bunch of Untamed creatures. Discards Chota. Ouch. So he's playing Nature's Call. What are you popping to hand? All the Sanctum stuff? Okay. Probably was going to call Sanctum next turn anyway. Although, well... Yeah, no, I think I want to do that. I think I want to call Sanctum. Does this deck have a phase shift? It does. Okay. And I haven't played it yet, right? No. So what I'd really like to do is I'd really like to dump a bunch of Sanctum cards on the board and then draw into phase shift control the weak. I mean, that would be ideal because then I can Psychic Bug, phase shift control the weak, which is gross. I think that's what I'm going to do. Skippy Time Bomb is tempting, but he only has one of each house out, so that's not like a major threat. Okay. So we're going to do this in order. We're going to play Sequus here. We're going to play Commander Remiel. We're going to play this for the Amber. Oh, I screwed up. Ha! Should have played Glorious Few first. That's my mistake. I missed one Amber. So if I lose by one Amber, we all know why. We can identify the error. There it is. But, okay. So other than that, it was fine. So we have a fair game. I don't think we want to play this until we have control of the weak in hand, much the same way that he did the first game. Okay. So he's Marsing. He's doing some marzipan action.
Across.
Sorry. Okay. Alright, so he tunked Zookeeper, Jammer Pack, Tunk. Okay. This is unfortunate that that's the situation, but I really need to kill the Zookeeper. Although, I can prevent him from doing anything gross by playing these Logos creatures because Skippy Timehawk is there. I think that is exactly what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to play Bug on the left and look at his hand. What does he got? He's got an Archivist, a Tiger, Library, which he's got one Battle Fleet and a Compod, but actually that's not a really good hand for him because the Battle Fleet's mostly useless. The Compod can only be useful on a later turn. So we're going to play Skippy Timehawk on the left. We're going to play Quicksoul on the left, keeping this guy on flank. And we're going to end turn. And what can he do? He's probably going to play Mighty Tiger, Witch of the Eye, I would guess. Because those have utility, but I don't know. That's interesting. Here's the Tendrils of Pain and Fair Game and Fear. So continually looking at his hand is going to be somewhat useful, especially when I have a phase shift in hand and Logos, because that'll give me some options for what I want to do. I can always, if I see something that's a threat in combination with something on board, I can read the Bug to look at his hand and phase shift into Tendrils, for example. Or if I look at his hand and his hand is all untamed or something, it probably isn't, but it's not going to be now because he's just doing the thing that I guessed he would do. But if his hand was all Mars for some reason, then playing a fair game, actually then it has huge upside, but is unlikely to hit because of the number of Mars creatures left in the deck. This is interesting. All right, what did he do? He did exactly what I thought he did, and he used the 4 to kill Quicksoul. Okay. So Tendrils is really good after he forges a key. I kind of want to get this off the board right now. And the way to do that, do I want to use the Bug is the question. If I use the Bug, I'm pretty much locked into using the phase shift, which I don't really want to do right now, I don't think. So I get Tendrils, I get Fair Game, Tendrils, and then Fear. And interesting. Yeah. I think what I want to do here is I think I want to just play Dis. Tendrils is going to kill my Timehawk, but the dilemma here is that if I play Tendrils after he's forged a key, it's going to kill, come close, kill, come close. And I can always fear the Jammer Pack out of play. So there's a strong argument to waiting for that. And if I wait for that, then I kind of have to let him forge a key next turn. But I need to get Zookeeper out. So let's switch gears. Let's do that. Let's fight the Zookeeper here. Then we'll play Zachiel on the flank. It's unfortunate that he's now no longer on the flank to ready and fight Zookeeper to kill Zookeeper. Then we're going to... Do we care enough about Zix? So I'd like to take the things off the board that won't be killed by Tendrils. Right now that's just these two. This will be feared off the board. So I think I kill Mighty Tiger with this. so that he literally has, this is going to get feared, he'll only have a single Tunk. If he forges a key next turn, he will only have one Tunk remaining when I call this. I'm nearly certain he will get to check. Well, except that the problem is he's not going to... So if he Chodas, right? He discarded Choda, though. All right, so here's the downside. Let me make the argument against the thing I just said. The argument against the thing I just said is that he's not going to do it this turn. At best, he can do it next turn, because he's going to then... he's going to put himself in check. So he used Battlefleet, just a 2-hit Battlefleet, which is not very good in this deck. He then played Zizix, or Reap with Zizix, excuse me. He stuck an Archivist in the archive. So he's trying to maybe build up for a Library Access turn. Library Access is either in hand, in archives. Unlikely to be in archives, remember, because we talked about why the first card is not likely to be a Library Access. This card, the Archivist, is obviously not Library Access, so it's probably in hand or in draw. So we're going to take a huge... See, I might be playing this deck wrong, because right now I'm contemplating not calling this again. I would then probably call Logos. I could phase shift into Fear to get the Tunk off the board, but then he's got a Compod, which seems bad. Although he's unlikely to have a lot of Mars cards in hand. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, let's do that. So we're gonna Reap to look at his hand. Show me your hand. He's got a Library. He's got a Zizix, a Regrowth, Fogbank. He's got one Phase Shift and a Marauder. Nothing imminently threatening. He does have a Witch of the Eye on the board, which can pull things like Nature's Call or Choda or Battlefleet from Graveyard. Battlefleet is not a great pull right now. So I think... I think we might want to leave Tunk. I think we might need to get the Witch of the Eye off the board, because we don't want him pulling any of those cards out of Graveyard. Although, if he does that, then he won't be calling Mars. Yeah, you know, though. Oh, this is tough. Okay. We're going to play Batron over here. Phase shift into Fear. Yeah, I think we just got to get rid of Witch of the Eye. That's unfortunate. Also unfortunate because Zizix is not going to... Okay. Yeah, let's phase shift into... Wait. His hand is Logos, Untamed, Logos, Mars. So he's got 2 of each. So a fair game guarantees me 2 Amber. That's actually not terrible. A fair game guarantees me 2 Amber, and it either gives him 0, strong likelihood of giving him 0, although some likelihood of giving him 3 Amber. Because if it hits any of these, then that's a problem. I think we might do that. I think that's what we do. And we got Teliga. Okay, that's really good. We just discarded an Archivist on our side. And so we got 2 Amber. And then we'll Reap to put us in check. It's not an amazing turn, but I'll take it. Although now I've shown him Tendrils of Pain. So now, if he's paying attention, what he should be doing right now is he should probably be trying to take these disc creatures off the board. because that makes my disc turn worse. Yeah. So that the Witch of the Eye was the concern that I had. So he's gonna play the Zookeeper next turn, ready him with Compod. That's fine. I don't care about fighting. I care a little bit about fighting, but not very much, because I'm just gonna Tendrils. I think I probably should have killed the Witch of the Eye first. Probably. Okay. So Tendrils will kill half his board. It'll keep these creatures alive. Okay. So let's play Tendrils. Wait. Okay, so this is a good lesson. I misread Tendrils. I have not played a lot of decks with Tendrils. I thought Tendrils said it deals 3 instead of 1 and not an additional 3. So it killed my Charette before I did anything with Charette, which is a problem. So let's Mind Barb him. Good, we got a Face Shift. That's a really big card to get a discard. And then I think what we want to do is we want to... The problem with fearing any of these cards is that they can be used as Compod triggers. However, I think we want to get the Jammer Pack just off the board. Like, we have to get it off the board. I am sure that we've now made several mistakes. Well, I mean, on top of the ones, the smaller one amber here, one amber there that I've identified. The problem with fearing, again, this is the problem with fearing that stuff to his hand, is that he has Battlefleet in hand. But again, it's a trade-off. Like, do you want to keep the Jammer Pack on board just to not give him one more card? I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't think that's a thing I want to have happen. Now, this is a mistake, in my opinion. He forgot to play the Zookeeper before he used the Compod. You want to put the Zookeeper into play and ready the Zookeeper and reap so you can archive one of my cards. It's not as important to reap with Tunk here. Although, none of this matters, because... None of this matters because I have zero ability to keep him off of anything. So that was largely an academic exercise. Yeah, so the problem is when that happens, I'm just so dead anyway that I don't think I have an answer. Okay, so we're going to see game 3. How much better is that deck? Well, how many chains do we want to bid? So, to play Bishop, how much better is this deck? I think it's significantly better. I don't know that it's... With the control the weaks, it gets super interesting. I think I would probably bid okay, so I think I'm gonna be willing to bid up to 6. Actually, I don't know that I bid 6. Yeah, it's just better. And it's got library access and archiving. Yeah, we'll say 6. If he wants to play it for 7, I think this deck can get out quickly enough and lock down with Control the Weak. Because if you can get a Control the Weak lock, if he draws 2 fewer cards off the top, you can get a Control the Weak lock and basically keep him out of the game for most of the game. Okay, so we're gonna now take turns bidding chains. He's gonna bid 1 chain. Then I'm gonna bid 2 chains, and we continue until we stop. Like I said, I think I will bid up to 6. Guest appearance by Kira the cat. Hello, Kira. How you doing? Yes, I know. It's exciting. You get to see Game 3. You haven't get to see Game 3 yet. So we'll bid 4. I don't know. Him jumping directly to 3 is weird, because he could just bid 1, and then he could bid... I could bid 2, and then he could bid 3. I mean, I don't really know why he thinks that would be helpful. I'm curious to see how far he will bid. Like I said, I will bid 6 chains with this. I've made a decision. I'm going to bid 6 chains with this deck. If he wants to bid 7, then he can play the deck and draw... Let me make sure that I'm not a complete idiot. Just a second. And because it's been so long since I've had 7 chains on a deck to start game, but let me make sure that the inflection point for when you get 2... Yeah, 7 is 2 fewer cards off the top. That's fine. Okay. So I will take... So he bid 6. That is interesting. So his bidding is very weird. You know what? I think I'll bid 7 because I think the deck is just better. Plus, the deck cheats, right? I won on my turn 5, game 1. He drew worse, and I conceded on turn 5. Yeah, no, I think... So I'll bid 7, but that's it. If he bids 8, he can have the deck. If he doesn't bid 8, then I'll play the deck for 7, and hopefully we'll get some good draws off the top. But that's it. Okay, we're going to stick with the plan. I don't know if I'll regret this, but we will stick with the plan. You got it. So we're giving the deck to him for 8. And we'll see what happens. So we're going to play his deck. So he's going to add 8 chains. There you go. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have a better hand to start out with. We have a Control the Weak in hand. We're definitely keeping this hand. We're going to play a Quixo on turn 1, then we're going to have Rocket Boots, and actually I think we're going to play an Archivist on turn 1, and then we're going to Rocket Boots archive things. I think that's the play. And we'll see if he wants to mull the 3. This is where we have to take advantage. We have to take advantage of the early game, and we have to hope he doesn't remove this card. But Rocket Boots on the Archivist seems very good. Okay. So he's going to kill the Archivist. So let's see. So we'll play Logos. We'll Rocket Boots the Archivist. We'll still get to archive 2 cards. So we will Reap to archive. We're going to archive all 3 cards because I have lab work. So we're going to archive this card. Then we will Reap to archive that card. Then we will play lab work to archive that card. Then we will play Quixo on the right. And we will dump the hand. We have no chains. He's still got 6 chains. And he played 2 Magda. Okay, he played some Logos cards. Well, that's very interesting. He chose not to get rid of the Archivist. So which means we can just archive even more cards in this deck. I think we want to just start archiving all the discards. And then we'll play... This might actually work out pretty well. So we're going to do Logos. We're going to not take archives into hand. First, we'll play a Psychic Bug. Show me your hand. What you got? You got Nocturnal Maneuver. Okay, so we can exhaust my stuff. Grabber Jammer, Phase Shift, Tunk, and Zizix the Many. So he could Phase Shift into Nocturnal Maneuver. I don't know that Grabber Jammer, Tunk, and Zizix the Many is probably the play. We'll see. So we'll play another Quixo here. We'll fight an Archaeologist. We'll play Fogify. We will Reap and archive Long Arms. And then we will Reap and archive Tendrils. And he can't fight my things. He can use... He probably has to use... Nocturnal Emissions... Or I keep saying Nocturnal Emissions. Nocturnal Maneuver. To... Yeah, Phase Shift... Yep, that's exactly what he should do. This, and that, probably. Yep. Okay, we still have actually reasonably decent Logos plays here. So we archive Phase Shift. That's probably a good idea. All right. Phase Shift, Control the Weak into Logos seems fine, especially since he has 5 cards in hand. Oh, actually, hold on. Wait, no, this is perfect. I have a bug. Let's Reap. No. Reap. Show me your hand. What you got? Grabber Jammer, Tunk, Zizix the Many, Phase Shift, and Jammer Pack. Okay, so just... All you gotta do is Phase Shift into Untamed, right? Phase Shift into... Yeah, so I can just kill his turn. So I play Phase Shift, Control the Weak for Untamed. He has no turn. And then I'll play this on the right and pass turn. Okay. So now we have a key. We are firmly in control of this game. I think we just want to go back to Untamed to Logos and start wrecking things. Let's fight. Actually, hang on. So I can fight this to kill the elusive, and then Quixo, and yeah, that's probably it. So fight, because I know his hand, so I don't need the hand. Fight Magda, then fight this to draw a card. Fight this to draw a card. I stole 2 by him dying. Fight this to steal 1. Reap to archive. The archive part really isn't helping a great deal. But man, are we going to have a fun Sanctum turn in just a minute. We are already at check for second key. And he has 1 amber and still 3 chains. Okay. I am very glad. I don't know if the same thing would have happened. I don't know if it would have mulled when he mulled, but this is clearly near optimal situations. So, okay, so he's going to play Jammer Pack. Now I decide I don't have another phase shift. So I can guess on Control the Weak. What did I look... So when I saw his hand a while ago, what did I... The whole thing was Mars. I think if I... Well, he's either got Untamed or... He's likely to have either Untamed or Logos in hand. Logos is more dangerous. So I think I take Archive and I just start playing... Well... That's interesting. Can I... So Nuke with the Fair is super fun. Question is, if I go to Dis, the turn after I go to Dis, I will have Glorious Few, because presumably he will have killed my creatures. Then I'll be able to, like, board wipe him. That seems super good. In fact, I could Control the Weak him into Mars, kind of enticing him to wipe my board. Then play Glorious Few. Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. Yeah, this is gonna be really gross. Okay, so we'll play Tendrils. We'll play Sacrificial Altar. We'll play Fear, I think, to bounce this. We will get rid of Pandemonium, because I've just damaged all my creatures, and that would be really bad. Although I wouldn't have played it beforehand, so it doesn't... I mean, that's not an error, that's just a sequential thing. We'll play a Long Arms. We'll play Control the Weak. And I think we're going to choose Mars. Right? He could... What's the worst thing he could do if he played Mars? So he could play Soft Landing, drop in Compod, reap twice to steal 2, and my keys would still cost 7. I got rid of the Jammer Pack. I don't think he can deny me in Mars. So, we're going to let him play Mars. We're going to see what happens. Sure. Does he have Compod? Okay. All right, so we're at 2 keys. Interesting. So well, this is kind of funny. Do I want to bother running up trying to run up the score? And because the danger is that he would somehow loop off, but he just doesn't have enough cards. He's not even done with his chains yet. He still has chains. I think. I mean, what else do I have in draw? Yeah, I got a lot of... I think I want to get here. The second control. I think I just want to dump the hand. Let's just dump the hand. We're going to play... Glorious Few doesn't do anything, unfortunately. So we're going to play... I may hang on to... No, we're going to play that. Then we're going to play Nunc with the Fair to get rid of the Zookeeper, I think. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to play Shoulder Armor on Quixo, because why not? Play these creatures over here. Okay. We have the Control the Weak. We have the Escatera. We have Rocket Boots. If any of the Logos creatures survive. So he did play Compod, but he did not play Compod with... He didn't have Soft Landing. So that means that all he can do is just do that, and then... Okay. That is that. Simple enough. Okay. So, yeah. So that was good. That was a rather convincing game 3 for sure. Just submitted scores. Okay, so that was a very fun game. Some strategy there. Obviously, he got, like we were just talking, he got very bad draws for that deck game 3, and he was already chained down, and then I basically locked him out with the draws in this deck. But it was nice. I mean, on a purely personal note, it was nice to be on the other side of the like God draw versus not God draw thing, because the last several adaptive matches, the deck I brought has been terrible in terms of drawing when I was playing it, and very good when the other person was playing it, but still very good to be on the other side of this. So what we'll do here, I think we'll do one more. We'll do a bonus match here. I want to play. I want to play one game with Bishop, like in a competitive matchup. This will be the second ever game I've played with Bishop, which is always entertaining. But yes, hello. Oh, Brooks is gonna play. Okay, so we are playing Brooks. Brooks is a very good player who plays for Team Reapout, and Brooks was runner-up to Nathan, my teammate, at the Denver. Brooks says hi. And V8 up. Oh, what's up, man? Gremlin also here. So we have Gremlin is a very good player as well. I forget his in real life name. Forgive me. But Forgive me, Gremlin, but Gremlin's a great player. Actually, I don't know if I know his in real life name, so maybe I haven't forgotten. Maybe I just don't know. Gremlin's a great player. Books is a fantastic player. He got runner-up in Denver, playing a kind of a very similar control weak deck to Nathan. The deck actually won. So, at any rate, let's see what happens here. I think I don't want this hand. I think I want to mull this hand. Okay. All right. So let me take a look at his deck real quick. His deck has Whizzing the Magician. Hold on. Okay, so his deck has some stuff. Actually, I don't know. Do I want to play a Dominator or Teliga? Let's play a Dominator. Okay, let's do that. So let's drop a Dominator, and let's look at his deck for a second. So he's got Keep Sheets and Untamed. He's got Seed, Bait and Switch, so we have to keep an eye out for Bait Switch. Library Access, so it's a Library Access Seed deck with a Phase Shift. So it's got lands. How does it win? It can OTK with, well, hold on. Can you kill Chota? I don't know that you can. So I think it could Phase Shift into Chota, and then I guess you could Phase Shift Lost in the Woods Chota. So it's a very outside shot at an OTK, if I'm reading it correctly. All right. Hold on just a second. So let me tell... Just telling other random people to come and watch this because this is a good matchup. Okay, so what did he do? Well, he just played Miasma and discarded Bad Penny. All right, I'm confused, but fair enough. So I think what we'll do is we'll just play Untamed. We'll play a Teliga, and we'll play Regrowth, and for the Amber, and we'll play Fogbank for the Amber, and we'll pass turn. Seems fine. Okay. Discarding Chota. Oh, you don't want to play Chota and give me an Amber? I mean, that's fair. Playing Seed. Okay, so the problem with any time you drop Seed in the lands deck is that you know that there's a strong likelihood that there's a follow-up play coming. Now, he knows I don't have any R in my deck. Any R is shorthand for artifact control. So he knows that. He's a smart player, so he knows that he can reliably drop Seed pretty much anytime he wants, and I'm not going to kill it. However, anytime you drop Seed and you have a library access, you know it's pretty interesting. So let's... dangerous is the word, not interesting. Dangerous. I think... Yeah, this is fascinating. I don't like any of my options here. I can play Chota as just a creature. I don't think that that's terrible. I think I'm just going to play a Hunting Witch Undercover, because it's going to do some... It's going to gain me some stuff in the long run if he doesn't kill it. I'm going to Reap. And Chota gains one and loses one, so it's a body. So, sure. You got it. So we'll play that. See what happens. I can Soft Landing in Compod next turn. Potentially... okay. He's just discarding a bunch of cards. It's very fascinating. I'm not quite sure what... I guess he's just trying to cycle to lands, but why are you discarding... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. It's fair. Let's do some Mars. Let's Soft Landing Compod. Let's remove the creature stun. Then we'll Compod this thing. Just reveal that. To ready that. Then we'll play a Jammer Pack on that. Then we'll play Marauder. It'll capture one because this is one ready creature. And then we'll Reap to get to 6. Seems fine. Wild Wormhole Dimension Door. Sorry, Brooks, that's a bad hit. Wormhole into Dimension Door is pretty bad. I still have absolutely no idea what he's doing. He's clearly trying to cycle his deck, but he's not getting anywhere, and I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't matter. Hey, Kira. Kira's back. So, yeah, let's just play more creatures, I guess? I could Logos Phase Shift. This is pretty good, though. That's why I think I might. Yeah, listen. I'm ahead on board. I'm just going to do some reaping. And I'm going to play Nocturnal Emissions for the Amber and exhaust the creatures that I've already exhausted. And then I'll play Snufflegator for more Amber. I mean, I'm expecting a bait and switch here. So maybe I shouldn't have done it that way. Yeah, he's going to bait and switch. So, but again, it doesn't actually even take me off check. It only gives him 3. It's not terrible. Plus, he has no board presence. So I get a key. He gets to 8, which is true. That's not a good thing, but it's not the end of the world. So the question is, now that his bait and switch is gone, what do I want to do? Could Battlefleet. I don't have library access, so Phase Shift Battlefleet is not amazing. I think I just want to call Mars here. So we'll call Mars. We'll play a Battlefleet. Reveal these 2. Hopefully draw some Mars cards. We'll draw no Mars cards because why would we draw Mars cards? We'll... Hang on. I think I want the Zizix to be compotted. Well... So I have 7 cards in play. You can make an argument that I shouldn't have even played Battlefleet there and use it to compot, but it's 6 of one, half dozen in the other, really. So we'll just reap twice. We'll compot. Now that he doesn't have any more too much to protect stuff. Play some stuff. We'll play Zizix over here, because if he kills the Hunting Witch, we prefer it be protected. Again, I mean, he got a key. That's definitely a thing that he got. But I don't really know. I mean, he's going to have to loop or something to get back in this game. I don't quite know what's happening. I suspect we'll find out in a moment, but I don't quite know what's happening. Okay. Now, I'm going to practice tournament conditions here and not look back. I'm really bad at memorizing things. This is one of the things I constantly struggle with as a player in this game. And really any game like this that requires memorization. So I remember some of his Archon card, and in an actual tournament I would have spent more time studying it than the 15 seconds we spent. But I'm going to try to preserve tournament conditions, not go back and look at his deck list. I do remember he doesn't have too much to protect, and obviously bait switch is a one-of. So there's not anything else that he could have here that I can recall. Oh, and we get a key. So Special Delivery is just going to kill a flank creature, which, again, it's not a thing that I care a great deal about. Again, he has to be looping off next turn, or he just loses. So I don't know. And even if he loops off, I remember looking at his deck, it's a hard lock. It's a hard loop to make. Possible, but difficult. And he's only got 1 archive, he's got 50. Yeah, I just, statistically unlikely, but we'll find out, because I don't think I could stop a loop. The key there is I don't want to leave a tight mechanic on the end. I'm thinking I just play Untamed here. Although that doesn't get me to, well... So I have a bunch of stuff in library that I'd like to draw. So there's an argument. No, I think I just play Untamed. Because Witch of the Eye is so good to have on the board. If he doesn't kill Witch of the Eye specifically, then, I mean, and he'll probably use Special Delivery on Witch, but if he doesn't specifically kill Witch of the Eye, like, right now, then I'll put it over there. Then he's gonna have trouble. Okay. I mean, okay. He's calling Untamed. I guess I gave him an X. There's no way I could get to check that turn anyway. Yep. Okay. Double Nocturnal Maneuver. That's fun. And he doesn't want to play. And now the problem is he's now so close to putting me in check that he can't play any creatures. Because if he plays creatures with Telegon board, he loses. So, I mean, I think I just dump the hand on the table. Seems okay. Now I think I do want to put a Titan Mechanic on the end. Because that puts me in check. He's got to try. Yeah, he's got to try to loop off now. Let's see what he does. Yep. So let's see if he's got it. The one downside to playing the mechanic on the end and putting myself in check is that I'm anticipating this to happen. So he has to try. Okay. So this is a problem. So he wormhole Lost in the Woods, which helps in a sense, but I don't know if he can get back around to the deck. I also don't know that he has enough to OTK. Okay. The problem is he's already played Lost in the Woods. So can he get back to Library Access or Lost in the Woods? Yeah, okay. Then I probably lost. Does he have enough? Yeah, he's got cards. Just got to play Lost in the Woods now. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So he hit the loop. He's gonna pop this back to the deck. Then he's going to so obviously we kind of knew what he was doing, but we didn't get library access ourselves, so we couldn't do anything. Did I miss a Nature's Call there? Sure. Okay, so he's going to play Bombfoot against me. Bombfoot is the deck that technically Bombfoot is the deck that won Oh, sorry. Hey, I'm on stream. What's up? Okay. Sorry, roommate just got here. I was just letting him know I was here. Got it. So, Bombfoot is the deck that won the Denver Vault Tour final. Brooks didn't win because Nathan played Bombfoot twice out of the 3 times. So Nathan won the match 2-1. But this is one of the things that I think we all agree FFG needs to fix, and that is that they need to. I mean, Nathan won the match, but they need to make Bombfoot a Power 8 deck because that's the deck that. I mean, I'm fine with them making Nathan's deck a Power 8 deck because Nathan won. That's a reward for winning. But they should make if a deck goes 3-0 in the final, the deck should be a Power 8 deck. I kind of understand why they don't do that, but I don't agree with it. I think they should make if that exact scenario happens, they should make both decks Power 8 deck. For those who are watching that don't know, if you win a Vault Tour final, your deck is a Power 8 deck. But it's kind of weird when there's an adaptive final. Anyway, back to this. So I'm playing Bombfoot. It's a very control the weak, heavy deck. It does a lot of nasty things. I'll show it to you real quick. I'm sorry, that's my deck. I'll show Bombfoot to you real quick. So Bombfoot is 2 control the weaks, Succubus. It's got a bunch of nasty disc stuff. It's got Bait and Switch, Relentless Whispers, and several other things here. So this is actually, now mind you, this is the 3rd time I've ever played this deck, and I'm playing it against the deck that basically won. I'll just say won. We've talked about all the reasons why that's why FFG does weird things with that. But the deck that won the Denver final against the guy who piloted the deck all the way to the Denver final. So this is a fantastic litmus test, even though I'm only 3 games into this deck and I don't know quite how it goes. But this is a fantastic litmus test for how good this deck is if I play it to its potential. I think this is a fantastic hand to draw into on turn 4, but I don't think I want. Well, no, it's too early. I need to get those cards later. So that's fine. Actually, this is pretty good now because now we're gonna play a Dominator. We're gonna get Compound down on turn 1, which is fantastic. And we're gonna be off to the races here. I don't know what's gonna happen, but my strategy against Bombfoot, playing this or probably any other deck, but certainly this deck because it has enough threats in all houses. My strategy playing Bombfoot is to try to diversify the threats I have, not only in hand but also on board, specifically on board. So I become more insulated to a control the weak lockout situation. So I think that's what I'll do here. Well, that's what I'll try to do. Let's see. I don't know that I want to play these cards yet because Regrowth is dead. Fogbank is fine, but he's going to fight this. I think I just want to play Titan Mechanic. I think this is what I want to do. I hopefully want to draw into some Mars cards so I can use Compod. I think I need to cycle through my deck. I'm probably going to need to loop off to beat Bombfoot. I'm not 100% sure, but probably 80% sure. So I'm likely going to need to loop off to beat Bombfoot. So I need to do that. I need to get through the deck as fast as is humanly possible. Okay. So we're going to dump some cards on board. I think we're going to dump some cards on board. We're going to deal 4 damage to the... It doesn't matter what I deal to. It's going to deal to the Shadow Self anyway, because it's going to absorb the damage. So we'll play Fogbank. We'll play Snufflegator. And the question is, do I want to play an Amber and get a Mars creature back in hand? I think the answer is absolutely... Well, not absolutely. I think the answer is yes, because I have Compod. So specifically, if I draw more Mars stuff, I could play Grabber Jammer, Compod, the Grabber Jammer, and that, and all that sort of stuff. So I think it's worth taking the Amber, getting the Mars creature back, and passing turn, and we have what looks like probably a reasonably decent Mars turn next hand, although he is in Dis, which means he likely has a control the weak, but we're about to find out. Okay. All right. I think optimal play is to start board wiping stuff with Tunk. So if I play Tunk and play Grabber Jammer, I can use Compod to ready both. I'm going to cover up Tight Mechanic. So I can play Grabber Jammer Tunk, use Compod both of these to ready both of those, fight something with Tunk. We could fight Shadow Self. If we fight Shadow Self, that will prevent him from sniping stuff with Stealer of Souls. Although he's probably going to do that with Grabber Jammer anyway. Yeah, I think that's what we have to get this off the board. And that's like a 3-step process, unfortunately. So we're going to remove here. We're going to play Tunk on the... Oh, no, sorry. We're playing Grabber Jammer first, because if Titan Mechanic goes away by, like, Mac the Knife or something, I want Grabber Jammer to be protected. That's probably not going to happen. He's going to call this and swing in there. But we'll give it a shot to happen. So left, then we're going to Compod, reveal 2 Mars creatures, readying both of these guys. We'll then... Oh, actually, I'm just going to fight Shadow Self. That's perfect. Capture 1, and then we'll fight Stealer of Souls. Get that out of there. We will then play these on either side. It doesn't particularly matter. So I've done things. I'm still down on Amber, but we're getting closer to cycling through the deck. And I actually don't mind if he purges non-logos creatures that aren't Chota. Like, if he purges, like this. Like, I'm totally fine with thinning my deck. With thinning my deck of cards that won't be useful to me in a loop sequence. Totally fine with that. Obviously, like, one card's not going to make a huge difference and still probably find it purged. So you can make an argument that I should leave this out there and let him purge things. But I just don't... I think I need to... The deck is too much stuff, especially in Untamed. Excuse me, in Dis, because he's got the control of weak lockouts and all that stuff, so. Okay. Okay. So I could... I think I'm calling Untamed here. I could call Untamed, play the Witch of the Eye, could play the Hunting Witch over here, play the Witch of the Eye over here, play Nature's Call, pop these 3 cards back to hand, which would protect the Witch of the Eye and slide him under the Dominator. That actually seems pretty good. I mean, I forfeit the ability to pop his Hunting Witch, which is not good. So maybe, instead of that, I use one of these creatures to fight. Like, I use Tiger to fight Murmook, which will trade. That'll pop this, and the Hunting Witch to hand. Slide in... Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. So we're going to play a Hunting Witch over left. We're going to fight the Tiger into Murmook. We're going to play Way of the Bear on... It doesn't particularly matter. Let's say on Tunk. We're going to Reap with Murmook. Not forget to do that. We're then going to play Nature's Call to pop these 2 and the Witch to hand. We're then going to play Witch of the Eye next to the Dominator. We're then going to play Murmook on the right of Witch of the Eye. And we're going to hope we've done a thing. We've definitely done a thing. We're going to hope it's a thing that's useful. We are behind on Amber, but we are getting closer to drawing into our grossness. Now, again, this is still... I did mulligan a hand with Library Access in it, but I don't know here. This is very interesting. The thing... So we bait and switched for 2? Okay, that's fair. Played Nexus, which means he can... When he calls Shadows, he can take out Compod. I still think I want a Compod here. I still think I want these... So he's at 6. So I can... Yeah, I still think I want to play Mars. The other thing, so I can... Well... So I can Nature's... I can... Well, actually, that is kind of fascinating. I can Witch of the Eye for Nature's Call, which will start popping all his creatures to hand, which is kind of funny. I can Witch of the Eye for Hunting Witch, but that'll just get killed next turn. I could Nocturnal Maneuvers. It doesn't matter what I knock. I mean, yeah, he's going to kill Hunting Witch. I think I start... So this is an inflection point in the match, right? I can do one of 2 things here. I can try to play Mars cards, get them out of hand, get a fair amount of amber, capture 1 more. He's not on check now. So I can do that. That is a reasonable option. I can Zizix to take the Archivist out of hand. That's one option. The other option is I start leaning on this combo, on the Untamed bounce combo. I can Witch of the Eye, Regrowth, Hunting Witch. That's probably right. Yeah. Okay, so... I have to make a decision. I'd like to get closer to the loop. That's the tiebreaker for me. So let's go to Mars. Let's play a Compod. Let's Reap. Capture an Amber. Let's Reap here to throw an Archivist in Archive. Let's put this over here. Let's... I want to fight a Reap here. I'd like to get rid of Nexus, I think. How many discarded Mars cards? No discarded Mars cards. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6. 6 out of the remaining 15 cards are Mars cards, including... Yeah, I want to get rid of Nexus. So let's... Let's take the damage. No, I think I want to preserve the Dominator as long as possible. So let's fight here, and then fight here and get Nexus off the board. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, we drew into cards that are not likely to be super useful. We really need Library Access. Like, we really need that card. Okay, now we gotta go back to Untamed, I think. We gotta Reap for Witch of the Eye and start bouncing. Start bouncing things. Too much of a threat here. We have to clear the board. Yeah. So we want to bounce Shaffle, Succubus, and Smudge, I think. Nocturnal Maneuver the other 2. It's really unfortunate that we drew what we drew. Huh. Well, because he's going to be on check very soon. And he wants to call this. Gremlin left. That probably means that he has an unbeatable hand, but Gremlin may also have Protest left because he wanted to be the Call Untamed last turn, which, again, May be right. I'm not sure. I'll be curious to look this back. Like I said, this is game 3 playing this deck. So we're going to reap with Witch of the Eye. We're going to get back Nature Skull. We're going to play Nature Skull. We're going to pop these 3 things to hand, I think. Yeah. And see what happens. I really got to dump Logos out of hand, though. Like I'm waiting too long. But I think I waited 1 turn too long to begin with, and then I was forced to wait another turn. Okay, so he's preventing me from playing creatures next turn. Which is not... It's not great, but... Yeah... It's too much stuff. Jeez. Okay, so we had all the Untamed cards. I think that means we're pretty much close to death here, but we can go to Mars. Clearly we're going to Mars here. We're not taking Archives in hand. We're going to fight the Hunting Witch. Capture 1. Then we're going to fight Teliga, I think. We'll take more counters. There's an off chance I can loop out next turn. That's really what I'm playing for here. So we're going to reap. We'll archive another card. We will... Probably want to put myself on check, I'm guessing. Although I'd like to really get rid of... I'd like to get rid of his board to reduce the number of things he can do. So we're going to do that as best we can, I guess. Although we'll put myself in check, I think. Yeah, we'll reap. We'll use Compod. Reveal this to make this ready. And then we'll reap. Capture another one. And I just gotta... I gotta get rid of this card, because... wow. Still didn't draw either Battlefleet or Library. I mean, Battlefleet's not super good right now with nothing else, but... Did not draw Library Access. That is gross. So the question is, can I find a way to hang on one more turn? And the answer is probably, well, I have Phase Shift into Jammer Pack. Control the Weak for Untamed. Well, so I'm probably dead now. What can I do? So the question is, can I Witch of the Eye anything? I can Witch of the Eye Murmook. Can I Witch of the Eye Murmook? So his keys will cost 8, but he has specifically 8. So if I play Nature's Call... I think I'm dead, but let's figure this out. Is there anything I can do? Can I play... Huh. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is all I have. Oh, what do I have in archive? Nothing. So I'll play a Murmook. I'll play a Teliga. That's it. Telling him I could have gone for the Mars. Yeah, no, I was just talking to him saying if I made any major mistakes. I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't know. I'm telling him that I figured I would have to loop to win and never got cards. One or two turns. I'm narrating this while I'm typing, but so the stream isn't terrible. But 1 or 2 turns, I took a play that didn't draw me as much, so that might have made a slight difference. Who knows? Who knows? But like I told him, I'm totally fine losing to Brooks playing Bombfoot on the 3rd time I've ever played this deck. Yeah, so, yeah, so he's talking about how the first game he played Teliga. I'm asking him if he or Gremlin wants to play, because this turned into a unexpectedly. I mean, the adaptive match was good. It was very good. I was happy to do that, but this turned into an unexpectedly extremely high quality stream when I have Team Rebout drop in with some heavy hitters, which they're always welcome to do. I love it. I love the competition. We have kind of like it's a rivalry of sorts, but no one on Rebout or Team SAS, has any negative feelings that I'm aware of towards each other. I certainly don't. I respect the hell out of these guys, especially. Okay. So Rich may play. Rich, sorry, Gremlin. Rich is Gremlin's name. I apologize. Okay, so that is it for Brooks. Brooks is out. Thanks for playing, Brooks. If you ever see this, I appreciate it. If you ever watch the stream back, let me know. I believe me, I spent a lot of time on this game, but I in no way, shape, or form think that I have any sort of monopoly on strategic pointers. So please, if you see this, anyone, Brooks, any human being alive watching this, tell me what you think I did wrong. I always want to be learning. I always want to be working towards a better strategic lineup. So thank you very much for the games, Brooks. I'll see. Actually, I'll just get on Discord and I'll see if Gremlin wants to play a game before we end the stream. That is not what I was trying to do. Sorry. How do I get out of here? Okay. Okay. All right. So Rich is going to play us, which is cool. So I'm going to play competitive. He said he wants the password to be numerical sequence. I forgot to show hands to spectators on the last game. Well, I didn't forget. I just didn't realize that was happening. So I apologize to anyone who was watching it, could not see my hand, and they didn't think it was that interesting. So I just made a game looking for Rich. Okay. Okay, all right. So we are going to be playing against Rich. Rich is playing this deck. Numerous... Hold on, I'm just going to copy this because that is a lot of foreign words that I will not remember the spelling of. So let's plug that in here and see what his deck looks like. Okay, so this is a double... okay. This is a double Time Traveler Grossness deck. This is Library Access double Time Traveler on auction. The deck is in German, so Rich is... I was just asking if we had anyone show up to a day 2 of a Vault Tour main with a foreign language deck. I know that happened in England. In England, not England. Actually, it might have been England. Forgive me, I don't remember where the first foreign Vault Tour was. I know Rachel Trimble won it. I just don't remember where it was physically. But wherever it was, I know there were people using foreign language decks and they had to like pull it up on the Crucible or... but I was just asking Rich if he brings this to a Vault Tour main event. How that works, it gets really interesting. I guess we just got to memorize the art on the cards, but yeah, it's fascinating. Okay, I don't particularly like this. The reason I don't like this is because I would have to play Zookeeper unprotected, no taunt. Also, I have no ability to ready him the turn he comes into play, and just gets blown off the face of the earth because Rich's deck has so many. So many things that can kill creatures. So I'm really going to have to play behind a lot of protection here or assume that it's coming into play ready. Fortunately, I've drawn into non-amazing cards. So it's kind of a close call between Mighty Tiger and Logos. But again, in this matchup, I think I'm going to have to loop off to win. That being said, yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to play Mighty Tiger. I was going to say playing Mighty Tiger Way of the Bear seems like a waste. But because I'm not dealing any damage. But again, I want to give myself a shot to draw into more Logos cards, which I did, but not Library Access or anything else. So I'm probably just going to dump a bunch of Logos cards next turn, which is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Okay, let's play some Logos cards. What is this? Backup. So he's backing up the Think Drone? That's weird, but I guess he just had to play it on something. Let's play a bunch of cards on the table. End turn. Okay. He knows I don't have any artifact control in this deck, so again, he can freely put stuff on safe place because I can't blow it up. All right. I think I just want to go back to Logos here and start. I could Sloppy Lab Work and then archive the card I discard, so I get to actually archive 2 cards here. I get to archive 3 cards? Okay, so there's going to be a lot of archiving going on. So let's play Sloppy Lab Work. Let's archive Chota, discard Witch of the Eye, then let's use Nova's Archeos to archive... I could archive Sloppy Lab Work. That's kind of funny, but I think I'm going to archive Witch of the Eye. I'm then going to do this to call for Mars. Oh, I got a Zookeeper. That's both horrifying and awesome. Horrifying because now he's going to get killed, but awesome that I called the right card. So we'll Reap to archive another Untamed card. And I think we fight to steal one, right? There's no downside to doing that. The 2 elusive cards. He's got a Reap card. I don't know. Let's fight into that. Doesn't particularly matter here, I don't think. Okay. This is interesting. Because... it's interesting for many reasons. I still don't have the Dominator. Really kind of need the Dominator in this matchup, although he's got a lot of direct damage, if I remember correctly, with Shadows. So I don't know what he's going to do here. He can Reap to use the Chaos Portal, but the Chaos Portal is not a terribly horrible thing for him to be stealing use of. Like, I don't hate that much in this matchup. Okay, here come the double Time Traveler hijinks. He didn't play LA first. This is the strong benefit of what happened. He did not play LA first. So that means he doesn't have it in hand currently, unless he just drew it and now is in a weird position about whether he wants to play it post 2 Time Travelers. But I don't think so. This is the second match of the evening where we're looking at a Rocket Boots Quixo, which is not good. He played Help from Future Self. I guess to shuffle the discard in. That's fine. Okay. So now we don't actually want to kill these things because he's got another Help from Future Self that he can use. For all we know, it's in his hand. We'd like to kill Quixo. If we call Logos, we get to do a couple things. Actually, I kind of like calling Logos, phase-shifting Battlefleet, then using Archaeologist to archive probably Battlefleet. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. So, no, I don't want to do that. I want to phase shift, and I want to play Battlefleet. And I want to show 3 cards. I want to draw 3 cards. Ooh. That is unfortunate that I just drew that card. What do I have in here for Logos? I think we archive Library Access. I think we archive... We have one more phase shift in the deck. So I think we archive... Battlefleet. And then I think we archive Library Access. And then I think we see if it's a Untamed card. Dominator. Okay. Fight this. So he's gonna be drawing lots of cards, and my Archaeologist is probably going away next turn. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if any of that was right. But here's what I do know. I do know that if I pull cards into hand next turn and I play Battlefleet, If I play Battlefleet, I can draw 7 or 6 cards. And potentially do incredibly gross things in Mars. So these are the cards I have left in draw. If I play Battlefleet and drew most of the Logos cards, for example, there's actually an argument to be made at that point, I think. And again, this is game 4 with this deck against another top-level elite competitor. But, so I'm not sure that I'm correct about this, but I think there's an argument to make that I should, if I play Battlefleet and draw like a phase shift and 1-2 other Logos cards, that I should hold the Mars cards in hand. The reason being is that it will, when I then go to the next turn and call Logos, I will have a lot less of a deck to cycle. He's also killing Logos creatures, which increases the efficacy of this plan, assuming that he doesn't go off. I think that's it. Plus he let me do this. So I pull Archive, then Reap. Yeah, so Mars, yes. Is there a downside to... No, there's no downside to Battlefleeting first. So... Okay. I have LA. I have at least 2 other Logos cards. This is very close. Do I have Soft Landing? I do have Soft Landing. Ooh, this is close. So next turn... Because no matter how many cards I play this turn, given how many cards I have in hand, I am definitely not going to draw any cards at end of turn. I really needed that phase shift. This is now a very close decision. So the question is, how much do I want it? Or how much can I get there? So if I play Library Access, and then I play, yeah, the problem is I needed 1 more Logos card, or I needed a phase shift or maybe 2 more. Because if I play Library Access, and then I play these 2 cards and just brick, then it's terrible. So I think I have to actually, yeah, Reap. I'll put that into Archive. And then I'll play Soft Landing, play Compod, then play Dominator, and I can ready 3. So let's play Tunk. So then let's do Compod, revealing 3 Mars cards, and ready all 3. Now, critically here, we're going to play the Marauder now, so I'm going to capture 2. Then we're going to fight Tunk. We're then going to play another Tunk on the right. We're going to play a Jammer Pack here. We're going to Reap to remove the stun. We're going to Reap to put Nexus into Archive. That's probably the most threatening. Alright, I feel like I've done a lot here. I don't know what's happening on his side next turn, but that is pretty optimal, I think. I don't know that there's a lot else I could have done other than trying for a long shot LA turn. This then leads me into probably playing Untamed next turn, dropping a bunch of cards on the table, including mandatory kill threats, like Witch of the Eye and Teliga. And it also and then I have a strong likelihood of drawing into the lock, I think. Okay. Okay. So I do not want to take my archive into hand. That would be bad. Can I get to... I have to get to 7? So I actually have to get to 8. I can get to 8. Yes, I can. Okay. So we're going to reap here. We're going to play Nocturnal Maneuvers. Now, hold on. I can bounce multiple creatures back to hand, and I can also... So what am I bouncing to hand? I'll bounce Grabber. Oh, that would actually just... That would eliminate the need. Yeah, so I'm bouncing this. I think I'll bounce that to hand. I'll bounce this, and the Dominator to hand. So bounce this, and this to hand. Play Nocturnal Maneuvers here. Play Chota on the left. Forge a key. Play Witch of the Eye on the right. Play Telga on the right. This deck is absolutely obscene. This deck is totally gross. And I'm not even sure I'm playing it correctly, and it is totally gross. Oh, okay. This may be my best deck. I don't know. I gotta play it at least 20 more times before I make any sort of... Okay. So he's going to play stuff. Now we play Mars, right? Now we play Mars. I think we play Mars. We fight some stuff just to kill board. It's all got elusive, so reap. I don't know that I want to capture. Yeah, we'll just use Compound. Reveal 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We will kill Nadi, I guess? Seems weird, but I'm fine. Like, I'm so far up in this game score that I'm fine just doing things like that, especially since if I draw the right cards... There's the other face shit. If I draw the right cards, then none of this matters. He wants some rematch, so I'll give him a rematch. I was asking if he was stream watching. Like, I don't really care, because if I can beat him with my hand facing up, that's obscene. But I don't think he's actually doing that. I think it's someone else. So whoever's on stream now, hi. Feel free to say something in chat. I have chat open, so I don't know who's up, but always appreciate the friendos on stream. So we're gonna leave. Is he making the deck or am I making the deck? I'll make it. That's fine. I'm asking if you saw me make any major mistakes against Brooks when I played him, because I'm very curious as to... Okay. Oh, new deck. Okay, new deck. He has new deck. New deck has Relentless Whispers, Scrambler Storm, 3 Fates. It's got some disruption. Let's see what happens. Now this I actually don't mind at all. The one downside is he's got 2 Relentless Whispers. So if he specifically has a Relentless Whisper in hand, and I play Dominator, Zookeeper, Compod, then he's going to just Relentless Whisper the Dominator. He could refuse to play creatures until he gets the Relentless Whispers, but that's almost certainly a bad idea. But we're going to try it. A protected Zookeeper with a Compod. Getting Compod down on turn 1 for me is very good in this deck. I need to qualify every one of those sentences for the next, 3 weeks while I'm playtesting it. As it's very good, I think. I think it's very good. So, and also, he'll probably call Dis and run this into the Dominator, but if he doesn't, it's super good to put Dust Imp into Archives rather than put it rather than have it get killed. But so he reaped Dance of Doom. I forgot about Dance of Doom. Dance of Doom for power 2 happens to be quite good there. That's quite funny. Okay. I think I just use Compod to kill Shaffles here. I don't really want to play Chota right now. Actually, I can play Chota without taking a hit, but I don't really want to play Chota right now. I really would like Shaffles off the board. Although, well, then this is going to have a bigger hit. Yeah. I mean, it's inefficient, but it's probably right. Let's get rid of Shaffles. Let's get rid of that nonsense. Now I can play Untamed, and if he drops more creatures down, I can... Nocturnal Maneuvers has a home, rather than just being played for Amber. Neurosiphon doesn't do anything. Escatera, fine. Bookton, fine. Quixo, also fine. I mean, I'd like them not to exist. But we're going to play Chota first, so it doesn't make us lose Amber. Then we're going to play Nocturnal Maneuvers. We're going to get rid of all 3 of those. We're going to play Way of the Bear on... Well, that seems pretty funny. Then we're going to play Murmook. I think I don't need to have Murmook protected here. Oh, it's really close. I'm always allowed to look at my deck list. So let's look at my deck list, because I don't remember what other targets I have. Whatever. We're not going to spend a lot of time doing that. I don't think I need to protect Murmook here. I think there are other things. There are other things I'd rather protect. Not like this Hunting Witch. I'd much rather protect than Murmook. Although, again, I'm fully expecting the Shadow's Relentless Whisper Onslaught to come down the pipe very soon. Perhaps right now. Yep. Nerve Blast, Relentless Whispers. I'm totally fine with him using that on Murmook because now he, I think, only has one Relentless Whispers left, if I remember correctly, to get to the Witch. And now when I put it under cover, it's going to be a lot harder to kill. This says Reap deal 4 to a flank creature, so I need to put other stuff on the flank beyond the Witch. I think I'm just going to sack Chota and Tiger. Not sack Tiger, but I'm going to... Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. Play the Hunting Witch undercover. Use Chota to fight Bookton. Then we're going to play Mighty Tiger on the left and deal 4 damage to that. That's probably inefficient, but I really want that gone. We're going to cover up Witch twice, just in case he has more flank nonsense that I'm not remembering. I don't think it's going to matter. We're going to give him a key, but fun things are potentially incoming. Now, in retrospect, you can make a reasonable argument that I should have instead gone Logos there to dump most of the hand. To do Phase Shift Witch, Phase Shift Tiger. But if I do that, I can't kill Bookton because I don't have access to use an untamed creature to fight. So, don't know. But I'm going to have to chain myself with a Phase Shift next turn, or I'm going to... Well, actually, no. No, I don't. Because I have Regrowth. So I can Phase Shift, Regrowth, Phase Shift, Zookeeper, or some other creature. That seems fine, actually. Forgot about that. It's funny. I played 4 games with this thing. I've drawn down to the end of the deck, or almost the end of the deck, on the 3 previous games, and I've drawn Library Access once. Just the once. Sorry. Telling my friend I'm finishing up a game on stream. Okay. He did a thing. Hazards to... Okay. I don't think I really care about any of that. So, let's do a thing. Let's play Library Battle. Let's play Vogify. Let's Phase Shift a Regrowth. I think we get a Zookeeper here. We're not getting to Chota levels. So I think we get a Zookeeper. Just give him something else he's got to kill. Phase Shift, Zookeeper on the right. Play Batdrone to the right of it. And of course, now the Library Access comes after I played all those Logos cards. Because that's how life works sometimes. Bait and switch for 2, okay. Fortunately, I'm going to have a Mars turn that's going to permit me to... Well, never mind. I was going to have a Mars turn. Maybe I should have done that last turn. It's going to permit me to deny him, but I don't know that I will anymore. So I only have 4 Logos cards left in deck. I don't think I want to try the LA right now. Oh, well, I could draw a card. I think I'd rather keep him on Key Denial. Like, I can play a Zizix. So this is Skirmish, Flame Wreath. So it's 4 power, 2 hazardous, so it deals 6 total damage. The Dominator doesn't actually die if I attack it. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to play Mars. And I'm going to fight this thing, get that off the board. I'm going to play Zizix on the right. I'm going to use Compod to reveal this to ready Zizix. I'm going to Reap with Zizix. I'm going to archive Archivist. Let's not show him Magda. I'm going to play a Jammer Pack on Zizix to keep him off check. See what I can do here. I've used all my phase shifts. That is the real problem, because now I have fun targets like Nature's Call and whatever. I think I have to try to LA next turn. It's almost in no universe ever going to go off. In fact, I think it's probably mathematically impossible, but I think I have to try to get cards out of hand. Unless I do this. These are okay. Okay. So we fought that twice. Okay. By the way, Gremlin, thanks for the follow. If you watch this back, I think you might. I'm not sure, but you might be my first follower. I just started a few days ago, so I appreciate it. If you are, you shall be memorialized. You'll be memorialized anyway. You'll be memorialized in the Hall of Fame or something. I don't know. I'll come up with something good to it. That's hilarious. You use experimental therapy to stun dominant. I like it. I like it. Unconventional uses of experimental therapy are fun. So you were at 10. This is interesting. So what I could actually do here... Okay. So I could keep the Hunting Witch on table. I could call Untamed, right? This might be the best play. I could call Untamed. I reap, or I skirmish, so I could reap, fight, play Nature's Call, pop this to hand, pop a Shooter to hand, play Mighty Tiger, kill Naughty. That seems fine. Let's do that. No. I want to reap. I want to fight this. Then I want to play Nature's Call. I cannot play Nature's Call. Did I miss a Scrambler Storm? That's funny. All right, well, that's my gift to you as my first follower. I'm just going to ignore the Scrambler Storm in that scenario. Okay, well, I mean, that's not a terrible outcome, but it's still not very good. Actually, hold on. Do I want to discard Nature's Call here? What am I drawing into? I think I might. I definitely want to discard Fog Bank. I think I want to discard both. Okay, I have discarded a Nature's Call. I'd like to record this in the annals of history as maybe the only time I've ever done that, and maybe the only time I ever will do that. It's way too good of a card to discard, but I think I need the card draw here. And I did draw into another Logos card, so we're going to pump up the LA turn just a little. Though again, even if I realize a Scramble Storm, I can't call Logos, because I can't do almost anything. Okay. So this does, the Logos loop does keep him off check because of the Maverick Magda. So we're going to do that. We are not going to leave the Titan mechanic. On a flank. Okay, he took the one. Oh, oh, God. Okay. Yeesh. Let's see if I have outs here. So I obviously am going to call Mars. Let's play Battlefleet for all the things. Okay. That did not work nearly as well as I hoped it would. So optimal usage here. I can reduce him to... He has to... So I can make him have to pay 7 for keys. So I have to get him to 6 amber, which means I have to capture 5 amber in order to do it. How do I do that? Okay. So I can start by... playing Soft Landing and play Grabber Jammer. Reap with Grabber Jammer. I could keep... No, the Grabber Jammer has to be triggered. I can capture 2 on Grabber Jammer, and I have to capture 3 on the Marauder. So I have to have 3 ready Mars creatures already in play. If I capture 2 on the Grabber Jammer. So I can play... so if I put 3 Mars creatures into play, and I ready them, and then I play the Marauder, what will happen is the Marauder will capture 3, and then I can reap to capture 1 for Grabber Jammer, so that's capturing 4. That gets him down to 7, but that's exactly what he needs. So I don't think that does it, unless I'm missing something. Can I get 4 creatures in play that are ready? I don't think I can. Because then I could have played Soft Landing. Oh, wait! Wait, maybe I can. Hold on. Wait. So Tunk comes in to the left. And then I use Compod. Okay. Now I actually... Soft Landing. Now Marauder comes in. Captures 4. Sweet! We mapped it out, team. Just happy I'm just happy I did the math correctly. I forgot about the soft landing on the Marauder. I was thinking about that was a logic puzzle right there. That was like in a magazine. Like, how do you stop him from winning? Now, I'm almost certainly still going to lose. However, that was still pretty fun. It's kind of interesting, actually. He doesn't know this. I drew no Mars creatures. If he knew that I drew no Mars creatures, he could reliably just, get like 3 or 4 more amber. I think he might even only need 2. Because he knows I can't Compod Grabber Jammer. But he doesn't know I drew no Mars creatures. Yeah. Must be watching. So, is there anything I can top deck? I think there are 2 outs. I think my 2 outs are as an outside shot, library access, or Magda. Magda's an out. So both of these, so I have to call Logos. So, because this will take him down to 7. Yeah. Phase shift, that seems fine, actually. Am I captured? Yeah, no, that's actually not fine. Okay. Here we go. Miracles, please. Nope. He wants to keep playing. He just wanted to arise once. Okay. Yeah, that was... we didn't draw exceptionally well. I think I gotta go back and look. I think the first battle fleet wasn't great. It ended up working, kind of, but... 2 Shaffles? All right. So yeah. So okay. So we had an unintentionally extremely high quality stream. Not that I don't always produce extremely high quality streams. I'm sure I don't. So, but we had some very very high level. Yeah, I want to say pros here. If there were such a thing as pros in Keyforge, if they paid people to, um, if they had like money prizes, these would be two of the guys who would be on the pro tour. Um, So, I mean, we had some very, very good matches here against some high level competition. I'm super excited to fool around more with this deck because I think it's absolutely disgusting. Um, Bishop, the expert of conspiracy, which is just a awesome name in general, but super excited to play around more with this. It's got its draws, downsides. It's not super great against anything that heavily depends on artifacts, but man, it does things, and I'm looking forward to getting better at playing this deck and determining if this really is something I could conceivably play in the main event of a Vault Tour. It's good. It's really good. How good? I don't know. Um, I'm going to try to start uploading these to YouTube. I was going to say drop a comment and let me know what I screwed up, but I don't know if you can do that on Twitch. I am not positive. Anyway, I'll get it um, a normal schedule up pretty soon, probably, for streaming some Keyforge. I will be headed to Atlanta for the Vault Tour along with my teammate Z um, on this weekend, actually. This coming weekend. It's Saturday now, so next Saturday, a week from today, is day one of the main in Atlanta, and it is sealed for now. Should remain sealed as far as we know, but we'll go from there. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching this later. If you watch it later, I appreciate any support. Throw a follow my way if you would like. I will do my best to put out some good quality Keyforge content in the future. And yeah, that's it. Have a good one, friendos.